Hans? Hello?
Winnie! Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you come in, but I'm glad you're finally here.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for your dang door code, what's got you all excited, huh?
You'll never believe what I found. Oh, I barely believe it myself. Last night, by the orphanage, I heard two travelers talking about something. They said it was the scientific discovery of the century.
Well, what was it?
Winnie, they found it. They found just what we've been looking for. It's called telekinesis.
I'm not following. What's telenemesis?
Telekinesis. Yes, well, I wasn't so sure myself, but I went on to describe how this man could move things just by thinking about it.
So, he was actually a witch then?
No, Winnie, that's the thing. He was just a regular farmer. And that's not all. He could read people's thoughts and feelings, their memories. The townsfolk accused him of being a witch, what with the fear of witchcraft spreading and all. But apparently, he knew nothing about witchcraft. He just sensed his abilities.
Okay, that's nice for him, but I still don't see why you're all excited.
Right, yes. Well, I did some research after hearing this. And it's just like I thought. All the things that were said about this man's abilities. It's just like the third eye chakra spells.
Third eye? Isn't that the subject we had a few weeks ago in class?
Exactly. Don't you see? It's what we've been looking for. It's a connection between science and witchcraft, Winnie.
You mean, this would show Mother once and for all that science is important?
Exactly. Just think of the possibilities, too. The discoveries we could make with this.
Hold on. If this is what the third eye thing can do, then my test, I could pass it easily.
Well, sure. But not just that. If we can learn more about what telekinesis is, then we can help people understand magic through science. People won't have to be afraid of us anymore.
This is it. This could be what finally helps me beat Yannicka once and for all.
Oh, but Winnie, I think perhaps we should concentrate on...
Right. What do we do now? Can we get it? This telekinesis?
Telekinesis.
Right, whatever. How do we get it? What do we do?
Well, maybe, but perhaps we shouldn't rush into this.
Rush? Hans, the Wanderer's test is any day now. Mother was just lecturing me about it. If I get this telenemesis, if I use it to pass this test, my weird will be perfect. Mother won't have to scold me or tell me off anymore.
Right. That is true.
And maybe finally, Mother will stop comparing me. I'll never have to be told I'm not as good as precious little Yannicka ever again.
Yeah, you're right, Winnie. Let's do it. Let's help you pass that test.
So, details. How are we going to do this?
Alles klar. Also ich kann halt mittlerweile komplett verstehen, dass Winfriede irgendwie so geworden ist, wie sie geworden ist. Also, ja. Ich meine, wer möchte schon gerne an anderen Kindern gemessen werden? Es ist doch egal, wie gut oder schlecht das andere Kind ist. Man selbst ist sowieso immer anders. Das verstehe ich immer nicht, dass das immer so gleichgesetzt werden muss. Und ist das schlimm. Also, was weißt du noch über die Zaubersprüche des dritten Auges? Wo ist dieser Telekimese-Typ? Los, suchen wir ihn. Sie konnte es damals nicht aussprechen. Und Anna, die hatte das ziemlich schnell raus, wie es wirklich heißt. Winfriede braucht länger. Und dabei war sie dann diejenige, die Anna hinterher völlig genervt korrigiert hatte mit dem Wort. Obwohl sie selbst deutlich mehr Probleme hatte. Naja, ist ja auch egal.
Do you remember anything about the third eye spells? I might not have been paying too much attention in class.
Yes, I looked over my notes last night. We were never taught any direct awakening spells, but there's one incantation Mrs. Vogt recited from her spell book that kind of fits.
Okay, great. What is it?
It's an incantation to summon the goddess Minerva for extrasensory insight and knowledge. You imbue magic beads with the spell, then place them on your head to help open your third eye. But Winnie, you know that Mrs. Vogt's spellbook is strictly off limits to us.
And you know it wouldn't be the first time I've borrowed it either. All right, so first we need a plan for swiping the spellbook again. What else?
Oh, well, from what I remember, the beads are okay. I have some left over from class. But we also need 3 candles. One of white, one of purple, and one of blue.
That could be tricky. I don't think there's any left in the school.
We could make them, though.
We can? All right, great. Swipe spellbook, make candles. Easy. Let's get cracking then.
Alles klar. Was ich auch noch sagen wollte, der süße kleine grüne Drache da ist hoffentlich nicht der Drache, den wir aus ihrer Wohnung bzw. aus ihrem Turm mitgenommen haben als Anna. Weil das würde ja bedeuten, dass dieser Drache nach ein paar Jahrzehnten kein bisschen gewachsen ist. Und das würde auch bedeuten, dass sie den Drachen einfach schon geklaut haben bzw. entführt haben, als sie selbst doch Kinder waren. Woher haben die diesen verdammten Drachen? Woher? Und ich finde es auch interessant, dass Hans die Maschine gebaut hat und Winfrieda aber problemlos mit dieser Maschine umgehen kann. Wenn doch Hans derjenige ist, der so technikaffin ist und nicht Winfriede.
Where's this telekinesis guy gone? Let's go find him. Surely he could just tell me how to pass my test if he wants to help people, right?
Actually, that was kind of my first thought, too. That's why I'm fixing this machine. The idea is that it reads patterns of energy moving in the brain when you wear it. So if we observe this man's brain patterns, then perhaps we could even replicate them.
Yes, that sounds great. Let's do it.
But I'm not so sure. It might take time, Winnie. This machine still needs a lot of work. And the man, he went into hiding.
What? Why?
To avoid punishment. These townspeople, they're really serious about putting an end to witchcraft.
Ugh, darn people. Always getting so worked up about stuff they don't know anything about.
Yes, well, that's why they get worked up, Winnie. We just have to be patient. Find ways to help them understand, you know?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Ja, so sind halt die Menschen. Zum Glück nicht alle, aber leider viele. Was brauchen wir denn, um Kerzen zu machen?
What do we need for candle making then?
Well, I know it's possible. I just don't know how. Yannika's the one who told me about it. Maybe you can ask her.
Oh. Right, of course she did. Ugh.
But I do know how to make dyes. So if we can make candles, I can help color them. As long as it's the right color, it can be flowers, plants, stuff like that. I have a book on biology around here that might help you.
And we need white, purple, and blue.
Keep your eyes open, and if you see anything, bring it to me and I'll take care of the dye.
Okay, alles klar. Mutter sagte, du sollst zu ihr kommen wegen deiner Prüfung.
By the way, Mother said you have to go see her about your test.
Oh, right. I still need to pass the smoke appearance module.
Smoke appearance? Oh, is that for your elective?
Yeah, methods of appearing. The only reason I chose it is because I thought I could fake it with solidified carbon dioxide. Turns out, not so easy to move around or use on my own.
Solid carbon... what?
Solidified carbon dioxide. It's that smoky stuff behind me there. It's kind of like ice, but dry and much colder. So cold it burns you if you touch it. I figured that out the hard way.
But how's that meant to help you with your smoke appearance?
Well, that fog coming off of it, that's sublimation. The ice turning from a solid into a gas. But if you drop the ice into water, then that happens a lot faster and makes a lot more fog.
Ah, I see. And then you'd use that to disguise your appearance. Clever, clever. Maybe not just disguising an appearance, but also a disappearance as well.
Winnie, what are you planning now?
Hans, we'll use this to steal the spellbook. It's perfect. If there's as much fog as you say, it should be easy to grab it while Mother is distracted.
Sure, but like I said, it's too cold to carry, and we don't have any gloves. And besides, I can't really drop it in water without Mrs. Vogt noticing.
Right. Don't worry about all that. I'll find a way I can help while you're doing the test. Leave it to me. I'll figure it out.
Alles klar. Gut zu wissen. Ja. Ich geh mal los und besorge uns Zeug.
Right. This incantation isn't, incantating itself. I'm off to get us stuff.
Okay then, Winnie. I'll be here if you need me.
Alles klar.
Oh, excuse you. This little fellow always comes and keeps us company at the hideout. Apart from me and Hans, he's the only other one that knows where it is. So no telling, got it?
Ach, der kommt von alleine. Der ist nicht dort gefangen oder so. Der kommt einfach von alleine dorthin.
All right. Time to get rid of that fiery breath before you get a bellyache.
Winnie, don't take him away for too long. You know the red dragon gets agitated when the baby's away from her.
I know. Jeez, you sound like Mother.
Hey, sorry. Just careful with the little guy, okay?
Alles klar.
That's Hans' most prized possession. A certificate for first place in a science youth fair. It was his first award for science ever. A silly thing for kids in the village, but still, I'm super proud of him. It'll be the first of many, I'm sure.
Oh, deswegen hat sie es behalten.
So this is that dry ice stuff Hans was talking about. I wonder if it will really make as much fog when added to water as he says it will. Ouch! Yikes, that's flipping cold.
Hat er doch gesagt.
You kidding me? That's like the treehouse treasure. It's not going anywhere. A few pretty old tools Hans scavenged from the village. They'll do the job. Nah, I think Hans needs them more than I do. That thing looks particularly complicated. It's part of the machine Hans is working on to copy the old guy's telekinesis. I guess this part has something to do with receiving and calculating what the headgear scans. Things would be easier if we could just find him and get him to share his ability with us. Hans is working on it, and I don't think he needs my help just yet. These are just different chemicals we keep around for various experiments. It's third eye spell-making time, so no experiments today. It's part of the machine Hans is working on to copy the old guy's telekinesis. It's the brain, scanning, reading thing. Like Hans was saying, things would be easier if we could just find him and get him to share his ability with us. Hans is working on it, and Hans manages to find bunches of new ones every week from the village. I try and keep up with him, but geez, he can read books way bigger than I can. Let's see. Hans' books are pretty complex. Usually I can find a good one, though. There's Euclidean works in space and number theory. Charles Babbage and the Turing equivalent. Yeah. Oh, this must be the biology book Hans mentioned. Biology for Beginners.
Okay, da haben wir schon mal das Biologiebuch.
These look like diagrams for Hans' machine. I can actually kind of follow this. After all the time I've spent watching him tinker with these things, it's not too surprising, I guess. These look like after all. It's good where it is. Ah, yes, well, looks to me like the gas from that thing is becoming a liquid in that thing. And that thing is... Ah, who am I kidding? Hans is always one step ahead in learning all of this stuff. Who knows what Hans is doing with his experiment here? Best not to touch.
Damit haben wir hier einmal alles durch.
I'm not sure what good that would do. No. Bellows are used for,
Das wollte ich nicht. Aber ich kann ja trotzdem mal durchlesen, was sie dazu sagt.
No. Bellows are used for, air? I don't know. Not on this anyway. I'm not sure what good that would do.
Dann bist du die Bienen los, die du ja unbedingt loswerden möchtest. Na schauen.
Now it's all filled with gas from the dry ice.
Ja. Das ist richtig.
I can't handle the ice with that. I don't think that will help with the incantation.
Okay.
According to Hans, I should be able to make colored dyes from plants and stuff. Oh, the blue cornflower. I'm sure I've seen this somewhere. It's perfect. It says, the cornflower is oft worn by young men in love, as symbol of their affections. Where did I see it?
Okay.